Divine warning. Someone you love is in danger, but they're too afraid to tell you. There is a heaviness in the air right now, a spiritual pressure forming around your life, and you've felt it. You sense the shift, a sudden stillness in someone's voice, the changed tone in their messages, the delay in their responses. You're not imagining it. You're not paranoid. What you're feeling is real. It's not just emotional. It's spiritual. There is someone connected to your heart, someone deeply woven into your spirit, who is in danger. But they're afraid. Too afraid to tell you. Too afraid to ask for help. Too afraid to speak what they've been carrying like a silent burden. This isn't just a warning. It's a divine interruption. And Archangel Michael has stepped forward to unveil what the enemy hoped to conceal. The danger isn't always visible. Sometimes it wears the face of familiarity. Sometimes it hides behind obligations, relationships, or expectations. And this person, this loved one of yours, has been carrying something silently, shielding you from the weight of it, believing they must endure alone. They don't want to burden you. They don't want you to worry. But worry has already made its home in your spirit, hasn't it? Archangel Michael is revealing that heaven hath been watching, that divine protection has already been activated on their behalf. But now, you are being summoned, not just to be aware but to stand, to spiritually rise, to become a covering, a voice, a shield. Because even if they can't say it out loud, your spirit knows. Your discernment is awakening. Your dreams have shifted. Your energy has shifted. And all of it has led you to this message, for a reason far greater than coincidence. Time is narrowing. Within the next 24 hours, something will come to light. A clue. A word. A message. A moment of hesitation. And when it does, do not dismiss it. Heaven is positioning you to be the vessel through which help will come. But you must be alert. You must be still enough to hear, and strong enough to respond. This is not a test of your emotion. This is a call to your spirit, a divine assignment to us as a protector, as a light bearer, as an intercessor. Type "I am ready to protect" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 777 is now surrounding you. Archangel Michael says, "Be still. Someone you love is in danger, and they are too afraid to tell you." But heaven is not silent. Not anymore. When Archangel Michael steps forward, it is never without purpose. He arrives not only as a warrior of truth, but as a guardian of revelation. And today, he comes bearing both, a truth hidden in silence, and a revelation waiting to be unsealed. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to feel the tug in your spirit. The divine is not in error. Heaven doesn't make mistakes. This moment is not coincidence. It's orchestration. Someone you love is walking through darkness they haven't named. They're pretending to be okay. They're smiling through pain. They're answering "I'm fine" when they're far from it. They think by staying quiet, they're sparing you. But what they don't understand is that your soul is already echoing with their ache. You've been sensing the danger without a word spoken. And now, Archangel Michael brings you confirmation. You are not imagining it. You are discerning it. And discernment is the first sign of spiritual alignment. The divine is issuing a heavenly summons. Not to fear, not to panic, but to know. There is a timeline unfolding now, a divine countdown. Within the next 24 hours, your spirit will be tested. Not with chaos, not with obvious confrontation, but with subtle clues, moments of hesitation, strange timing, and spiritual nudges. What? Listen. Stay spiritually awake. Because in these next hours, the atmosphere will speak, a veil will shift, and you will need to respond, not with your flesh but with your faith. Heaven has positioned you as a protector, not just of your own life, but of the ones connected to your purpose. There are people around you who are aligned to your destiny. This person is one of them, and the enemy knows this. That's why the attack is so targeted, so personal. But you are not powerless. You are not vulnerable. You are divinely armed. You are spiritually clothed in armor. And the moment you believe that, the moment you declare that, the heavens begin to move through you. Archangel Michael is commanding your attention now. Your spirit must not slumber. You are being summoned to watch over your own house, your own circle, your own people. Because there is a threat, yes, but there is also divine protection. And where truth has been swallowed by fear, heaven is sending courage through you. You are the voice they've been afraid to speak with. You are the light they've been hoping would notice. You are the warrior they never knew they needed. The angelic hosts are surrounding your space even now. And if you feel the chills as this word reaches you, it's because your spirit already knows what your mind is trying to catch up to. You are being divinely activated. And in that activation, you are being transformed from bystander to guardian, from observer to vessel, from listener to warrior. This is not about fear. This is about responsibility. A holy one, a sacred one, a timely one. Type I am chosen to cover them in the comments. Lesson code 444 is now surrounding your whole. Someone thought they could carry it alone, but heaven is revealing what silence tried to hide. There is a hush that's louder than words, a silence that lingers in your atmosphere like an unfinished sentence. Archangel Michael says this is not ordinary silence. This is the silence of someone who's carrying more than they can bear. Someone close to you. Someone whose soul is tied to yours. Someone who believes if they speak it out loud, it will become more real, more dangerous, more painful. So they've chosen to suffer quietly, praying their silence will be enough to protect you. But their silence is screaming in the spirit realm, and heaven is listening. A conversation happened behind your back, not in malice but in desperation. Someone confided in someone else, but not you. They wanted to tell you. They almost did. But the fear was louder. Fear of burdening you. Fear of disappointing you. Fear of making things worse. So they backed away. But in stepping back, they stepped into a deeper place of isolation. And now, the weight they carry is becoming unbearable. They are unraveling behind the smile, breaking in places you can't see. And you have felt this in your bones. Your silence hath been misunderstood. Your space has been misread. They think you haven't noticed. They think your stillness is indifference. But Archangel Michael says you've been still because your spirit has been searching. You've been listening without words, sensing without evidence, because you are spiritually sensitive. You are tuned into vibrations others ignore. You've been feeling the shift, the ache, the absence. And now, what was once blurry is becoming clear. A pattern is forming. The feeling is strengthening. The dots are connecting. Archangel Michael reveals, this is not just emotional. It is strategic. The enemy thrives in secrecy. Darkness feeds on fear. And right now, fear has locked someone you love into spiritual silence. They are facing a threat, whether physical, emotional, relational. or even financial, there is a danger. But the enemy has convinced them that keeping quiet is the safest option. The safest for them. The safest for you. But the truth is, silence is now a trap. And heaven will not let them stay bound much longer. You were not meant to remain in the dark. That's why this message found you. This is not random. This is a prophetic intervention. A spiritual breach has been detected, and the Holy Spirit is exposing what cannot remain hidden. You must prepare your heart, because when the veil lifts, when the tears finally fall, when the words finally come, you will need to be their strength. You will need to be their calm. You will need to be the voice of divine reason. And you will be ready, because heaven is preparing you now. Someone around you has been dealing with emotional manipulation, quiet threats, or personal danger, but has masked it under performance. You know them. You love them. And you sense the mask beginning to slip. You've seen the way they hesitate now. The way they avoid certain topics. The way they change the subject. That's not coincidence. That's not small talk. That's spiritual distress. That's a heart searching for safety. So listen closely in the coming hours. A text may feel strange. A conversation might stop short. Someone might say, "I didn't want to worry you," but do not ignore these cues. These are not coincidences. They are divine nudges. They are cracks in the dam. And the more you notice, the more the dam will break, not in chaos, but in release. This is how healing begins. This is how restoration starts. With discernment, with presence, with divine awareness. Archangel Michael urges you to stay present, to remain spiritually alert. This person isn't your burden. They are part of your assignment. And while they may be afraid to speak, heaven is not afraid to reveal. What the enemy tried to keep in shadow, God is now drawing into light. And you are the light bearer. The atmosphere is shifting. The mystery is thinning. The silence is ending. Type "I hear the silence" in the comments if this resonates. Blessing code 1212 is now activating clarity and discernment over you. This isn't personal, it's spiritual. What you're sensing is warfare disguised as emotional distance. The conflict you are walking into, the one you didn't ask for, didn't provoke, didn't expect, isn't just a conflict between people. It's a clash between realms. Archangel Michael says this: what appears to be emotional, relational, or circumstantial is actually spiritual warfare disguised in human form. The danger your loved one is facing isn't random. It's Targian. It's been assigned. It's been crafted by dark forces to disrupt not just their path, but your connection. Because the enemy knows that if this person falls, it shakes you. And if you're shaken, your purpose becomes vulnerable. That's how spiritual warfare operates, by targeting what your heart holds dear. There is a reason this person hasn't spoken out. And it's not just fear, it's confusion. A spiritual distortion. The enemy has been whispering to them, twisting their thoughts, feeding them lies like, "You're protecting them by staying silent," or "No one would understand," or "This is your battle alone." These are not thoughts. They are spiritual tactics, devices, strategies from the realm of darkness to keep them in bondage. But Archangel Michael has broken through that fog to deliver this message. Because now is the time for you to see the truth behind the silence. This is not emotional withdrawal. This is spiritual interference. You are not ordinary. And this person is not in your life by accident. You were divinely connected for such a time as this. You have an anointing over your life that disturbs darkness. And when your spirit starts noticing changes in those around you, it's because your light is triggering the shadows that have hidden in their lives. The enemy has tried to convince them that you wouldn't understand, that you're too busy, that you'd walk away. But your presence, your intuition, your spirit, it's awakening them even now. They feel it, even if they don't say it. And that's why they've been quieter lately. Because your presence brings them closer to what they're not ready to face. But you are not here to chase. You are here to cover, to pray, to spiritually anchor what their soul cannot articulate yet. And in doing so, you must remember, this is not a battle of flesh and blood. This is not about blame. This is not about hurt feelings. This is about restoration. This is about divine reclamation. This is about pulling someone back from a pit they were slipping into, slowly, silently, secretly. And your role now is to become the intercessor, the voice they don't have, the strength they can borrow. Archangel Michael says, you are under divine protection. You are not exposed. You are not helpless. You are spiritually shielded. The conflict may rise, the emotions may swirl, but heaven has already declared victory over this battle. What you must do now is stand, not in anger, not in offense, but in spiritual authority. This moment is not meant to destroy your peace. It is meant to reveal your power. Your prayers will pierce through walls. Your stillness will shift the atmosphere. Your presence will push back the darkness. Do not underestimate the anointing on your life right now. What is happening is not random. The timing is not off. The wait is not wasted. You are walking into divine positioning, and the pain you feel for this person, it's not weakness, it's warfare. Your heart is a battleground right now, not because you're losing, but because heaven is using you. And the one you love, the one in danger, they are being surrounded by angelic hosts. They are not alone. You are not alone. Together, you are spiritually tethered for divine purpose. You must see this moment for what it is, a divine alert, not an emotional disturbance. You are being invited into spiritual maturity, into prophetic awareness, into battle readiness. Let no one tell you this is just a feeling. No, this is spiritual warfare, and your armor has already been activated. Type I see the spiritual warfare in the comments. Blessing code 999 is now covering you and your loved ones with divine armor. In the next 24 hours, a door will open. But what comes through it depends on how you respond. Archangel Michael is sounding the trumpet. Prepare for movement. There is about to be a ripple in your atmosphere, and it won't come loudly. It won't come with dramatic explosions or chaos. It will come in a whisper, a message, a pause, a look, a phrase dropped mid-conversation that makes your spirit tighten. And in that instant, you will know, this is it. This is the moment. The person you love, the one too afraid to speak, is about to open the door. Just slightly. Just enough to test the temperature of your reaction. And how you respond will either invite the floodgates of truth or reinforce their fear to stay silent. They may message you. They may send something that seems random. Maybe a meme, a memory, or a light-hearted check-in. But woven into that interaction will be something deeper, something trembling. It may be in the way they ask how you're doing but avoid saying how they're doing. It might be the way they mention something that seems unrelated but carries a weight behind the words. Archangel Michael says do not ignore these cues. These are spiritual handshakes. These are coded cries for help. They are testing your readiness without announcing their need. The enemy knows that vulnerability opens portals for healing. That's why he's worked so hard to keep this person locked in fear. The fear of being judged. The fear of being misunderstood. The fear of being met with silence. But heaven is moving, and so must you. You are being summoned to be spiritually available, not just emotionally present, but spiritually sensitive. Because in this window of time, this divine 24-hour corridor, everything can change. Archangel Michael warns, there is a spirit of confrontation waiting to rise. If you misread this moment, if you respond out of emotion or assumption, you may accidentally reinforce the silence. The enemy is banking on that. He wants you to snap, to question, to press too hard, to walk away. But you are not here to be reactive, you are here to be revelatory. You are here to disarm the fear, not deepen it. And that will require restraint, wisdom, and Holy Spirit awareness. You must walk into this moment not with force, but with divine finesse. You might hear things that shake you. Words like I didn't know how to say this, or I didn't want you to be disappointed, or I've been dealing with something. These will not be full confessions at first. They will be fragments. Fragments of a deeper storm. Fragments of pain that has been building behind the scenes. Your role is not to fix everything immediately. Your role is to be the safe place. To be the voice of calm in their chaos. To make them feel, spiritually, what their mind has been too afraid to believe, that they are not alone. This is a spiritual checkpoint. Within the next 24 hours, something will unfold. And even if it's small, even if it seems insignificant, respond like it's sacred. Because it is. This is not just a human exchange. It is a prophetic activation. Your gentleness in this moment may be the very thing that breaks the chains around their silence. Your calm may be the sword that slays their fear. Your patience may be the ladder that pulls them out of what they've been drowning in. Archangel Michael is already orchestrating angelic intervention around this situation. But heaven works with willing vessels. And that vessel is you. That response is yours. That reaction is critical. You are being entrusted with a soul in distress. You are being handed the keys to a breakthrough moment. You must be ready to receive them. Prepare yourself in prayer. Guard your heart. And when that moment comes, and it will come, let heaven speak through you. Because when they finally speak, they will be trembling. And in that trembling, your response will either become a safe harbor or a storm. Be the harbor. Be the calm. Be the revelation. Type I am ready to receive the truth in the comments. Blessing code 1010 is now unlocking spiritual timing and divine response through you. Your stillness is your strategy. Your silence is your sword. Your love, even unspoken, is breaking chains they cannot name. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, not only as a warrior, but as a teacher. He speaks in this moment, not with thunder but with wisdom, not with flames but with the breath of divine insight. Do not rush. Do not press. Do not panic. Be still, and know that protection flows through your presence. The danger your loved one is walking through is very real, but so is the divine shield that now surrounds them, and that shield is partially powered by your posture. You are not meant to interrogate. You are meant to illuminate. Let your calm be louder than any accusation. Let your compassion speak louder than questions. This is not the time to demand explanations or to seek answers you are not yet meant to carry. This is the time to create safety, not just physically but spiritually. Heaven is assigning you as a spiritual fortress, a place where truth can gently settle without fear of consequence. Let your home, whether physical or spiritual, become the sanctuary where broken words can land without judgment. They are afraid, not because you are unsafe, but because the weight of their pain feels too messy, too tangled, too shameful to bring into the open. What they've endured, what they are currently enduring, has warped their trust in others, even in you. Not because you failed, but because fear always whispers, what if they leave when they know the truth? And so they hide. They pretend. They distract. But inside, they are silently praying you'll notice what they are too afraid to say. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that this isn't about you being the rescuer. It's about you being a refuge. There is a difference. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know every detail. Your divine assignment is not to fix everything. It is to hold the spiritual line. It is to release peace where anxiety has rooted. It is to reflect divine presence in the midst of invisible storms. And to do that, you must ground yourself. You must protect your energy. You must remain anchored, even if the truth that eventually comes shakes you. Because make no mistake, it will shake you. But it won't break you. It will open your eyes. And when it does, you must remember, you were prepared. You were warned. You were chosen. You were aligned with this very moment, and heaven never sends you into battle unarmed. So pray, not panicked prayers, but prophetic ones. Declare peace into their mind. Speak stability into their spirit. Bind fear, even if they don't know you're doing it. Cover their name in light, even if they haven't asked. Because your prayers, though whispered, will echo into the realm of breakthrough. And those echoes will reach their soul in ways your voice never could. This is the hidden power you carry. You are anointed to carry peace into their chaos. Not by shouting, not by striving, but by standing still and move. Unjagen. If you must say anything in this season, let it be words of invitation. Gentle words. I'm here. You don't have to say it now. You're not alone. And then wait. What? Let the divine do the heavy lifting. Let heaven finish what it has started. You are not the pressure. You are the peace. You are not the interrogation. You are the intercession. You are not their fixer. You are their fortress. Remember what Archangel Michael says now. Your stillness will do more than your striving ever could. This is the posture of warriors in the spirit, those who know how to war with stillness, who trust that the heavens move even when the world is silent. Stand in this knowing. Let your presence do the work. You are heaven's answer to their hidden cry. Type I am their safe place in the comments if you receive this mantle. Blessing code 333 is now empowering your silence to become supernatural protection. They may be afraid, but you are not. They may be shaken, but you are solid. They may feel lost, but you are rising as their compass. The time of quiet worry is ending. Year of fear-filled guessing is over. Archangel Michael declares this now over your atmosphere. You are not waiting anymore. You are walking in divine empowerment. You are no longer frozen by concern or paralyzed by questions. What once felt like confusion is being converted into clarity. What once looked like silence is being translated into spiritual language. You are not who you were when this battle began. You have grown. You have matured. You have shifted into the vessel heaven knew you could be. This isn't just about protecting someone you love. It's about becoming the person you were born to be in their life. The stabilizer, the light carrier, the bridge between their fear and their healing. This moment is forging you into spiritual steel. You have endured the tension. You have felt the strain. But now, you're stepping into the authority that fear cannot touch. This is what rising looks like, not loud, not flashy, but firm. Final. Unshakable. They still may not say everything. They may still tremble in your presence. But now, the trembling won't scare you. It won't confuse you. You've seen the warfare behind their eyes, and instead of shrinking from it, you're standing for it. That's what empowerment looks like. Not control, not dominance, but divine steadiness. That quiet, unmovable spiritual gravity that lets them lean without shame. That makes the room feel safe. That whispers, even if the storm rages, I won't move. They can't touch what God has sealed. And you, yes, you, have been sealed for such a time as this. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something deeply. This moment is no longer just about them. It's about you. This divine warning, this holy assignment, this path you've walked, it's been preparing you for an upgrade. You've carried the burden. You've answered the spiritual call. And now, heaven is expanding your capacity. There is a strength growing in your voice. There is a fire returning to your prayers. There is boldness rising in your posture. You don't flinch at spiritual tension the way you used to. You don't run from brokenness anymore. You've learned that being chosen doesn't mean being exempt from pain. It means being equipped to redeem it. You are the redemption point. And that truth, it changes everything. You no longer react like the version of you that feared their silence. You respond like the version of you that commands peace in the middle of confusion. You are no longer afraid of what they're carrying. You're anointed to hold space for it. You're no longer nervous about what you'll hear. You're spiritually mature enough to receive it. And even if the truth shakes you, even if it hurts you, even if it challenges your heart, you will not break. Because you are rising. Like gold refined by fire, like the sun breaking through the clouds, you are stepping into a version of yourself that your past wouldn't recognize, but your purpose celebrates. You are not just helping them. You are being transformed through helping them. Their breakthrough is tied to yours. Your release is tied to your resilience. Their safety is wrapped in your surrender. And now, Archangel Michael speaks these words over you. Let them whisper. You rise. Let the enemy plot. You pray. Let the lies linger. You declare truth. Let the fear try to speak. You war with faith. Because your presence is not passive, it is prophetic. Your stance is not subtle, it is supernatural. You have become what they prayed for in secret. You are the miracle they were too scared to ask for. You are the light they hoped would stay when everything else fell away. Type I am rising for this moment in the comments if your spirit feels this word. Blessing code 555 is now activating boldness, resilience, and divine positioning in your life. This is the moment when heaven turns silence into healing, and hidden danger into divine destiny. The truth is coming, and with it, restoration. Archangel Michael stands now with sword drawn, not in rage, but in authority. Not to wage war, but to mark victory. Because the battle you've been fighting in the unseen has reached its turning point. The spiritual tension, the sleepless nights, the whispering worry, the invisible burden, it has built to this. The divine transformation is now unfolding. The truth is coming to light. The fear is breaking. The silence is unraveling. And the person you love, the one who was too afraid to speak, is about to feel the shift in the spirit. You will not need to force it. You will not need to chase it. Heaven is doing what only heaven can do, releasing truth with grace and unlocking deliverance through alignment. It may not say everything at once. It might come in fragments, in tearful admissions, in trembling voices. But mark this moment. When it begins, no matter how small, no matter how cautious, it is divine proof that your prayers worked, that your covering was not in vain, that your stillness held power, that your presence planted seeds the enemy could not uproot. Heaven is answering, not in dramatic fireworks, but in healing whispers, and courageous words, and in subtle glances filled with unspoken gratitude. The ones that say, "You didn't give up on me." And in that moment, everything changes. Not just for them, for you too. Because this was a test, a virtual, a heavenly measurement of your capacity to stand in uncomfortable places without demanding closure. You passed it. You bore it. You stayed the course. And now, you are not just seeing the truth. You are walking into the reward of truth. The atmosphere around you is no longer charged with fear. It's now pregnant with peace. It's no longer filled with question marks. It's now vibrating with answers, with revelations, with the sound of heaven realigning what was twisted and lifting what was heavy. Archangel Michael says, "This is the final test before your elevation." Yes, your elevation. Because this wasn't just about them. This wasn't just about danger. This wasn't just about their silence. This was about your spiritual evolution. You have been tested in patience, in discernment, in obedience, in love. And you didn't fail. You stayed. You prayed. You believed. You chose faith over frustration, peace over panic, grace over reaction. And now, divine favor is forming in your atmosphere. The heavens are opening. The chains are breaking. The oil is flowing. And from this transformation will rise something unshakable, a bond that hell cannot fracture, a peace that surpasses understanding, a clarity that outshines every lie. What was hidden is being revealed. What was feared is being faced. And what was once a whisper of pain will now become a testimony of protection. Your name will be tied to their breakthrough. Your presence will be remembered as the moment light began to flood back in. You will not only be thanked, you will be honored, in the spirit and in the natural. And don't be surprised when others begin to open up. Because once one door opens, others begin to unlock. You have become a portal, a vessel, a sanctuary. Your life is becoming a safe place for healing, not just for one person, but for many. This transformation is only the beginning. Your anointing is expanding. Your reach is deepening. And the clarity you gain in this season will prepare you for even greater spiritual assignments ahead. So don't resist the change. Embrace it. Celebrate it. Walk in it. You are no longer waiting for healing. You are watching it happen in real time. And that is a miracle in itself. Type "The Truth is Healing US" in the comments if you feel this prophetic shift. Blessing code 888 is now releasing divine resolution, restoration, and supernatural favor upon your household. Now is not the time to just listen. Now is the time to respond. Your words carry weight. Your agreement opens the door to divine movement. Archangel Michael stands as the divine witness to everything that has unfolded within you during this message, your realization, your reflection, your recognition of the spiritual assignment that rests on your shoulders. And now, heaven is waiting on your response. Not because the divine needs your validation, but because your agreement activates alignment. The words you type, the declarations you speak, the affirmations you claim, they are not empty. They are spiritual contracts. They are declarations of readiness. They are announcements to both realms, heaven and hell, that you are not standing still anymore. You have been given insight, not for entertainment, but for activation. You have received divine clarity, not to remain passive, but to step boldly into spiritual positioning. There is someone who needs your presence. There is someone who needs your peace. There is someone, right now, waiting on the other side of your willingness to take action in the Spirit. That action begins here. That action begins now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. This is the divine moment. This is your time to affirm with power, to type with intentionality, to speak with divine force. Archangel Michael charges you to declare that you are aligned, you are ready, you are chosen, you are protected, you are rising. These are not just words, they are keys. And with every key you speak, you are unlocking things in your realm and theirs. You are breaking chains not just for you, but for the ones you carry in your heart. Heaven has made you an intercessor. You are a gatekeeper now, and your agreement sends ripple effects through realms seen and unseen. Let your comment be more than text. Let it be a covenant. Let it be a spiritual flag planted in the ground, saying, I will stand in this space. I will guard what is precious. I will walk in spiritual maturity. I will not back down. Let it echo like thunder through the atmosphere. Because the words you speak right now aren't bouncing off a screen. They are ascending to the throne room. They are heard. They are honored. They are recorded. Do not underestimate this sacred instruction. Say it. Type it. Declare it. Because when you do, something in the spirit realm shifts. You will feel it. You will sense the release, the tightness in your chest. It will lift. That uncertainty in your soul. It will clear. Because heaven responds to participation. Heaven honors boldness. And you, beloved, are not timid anymore. You are not hiding anymore. You are not second-guessing your discernment. You are awake, aligned, anointed. This moment is the bridge. Cross it. This message is the trumpet. Answer it. This word is the invitation. Accept it. Do not walk away silently. Let heaven and earth bear witness to the fact that you heard this call and answered, that you stood in the gap, that you said yes to covering the one who couldn't cover themselves, that you became the light in the place of their silence. Type I stand in divine alignment in the comments right now. Let heaven seal it. Let earth receive it. Blessing code 000 is now unlocking full spiritual alignment, divine response, and the next level of purpose over your life. If this message has stirred your spirit, and you feel led to support the work we do, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your offering helps us continue delivering divine messages that reach hearts around the world. We see your support. We honor it. We are grateful. You are not a victim of silence. You are the revelation they've been waiting for. You are not standing in fear. You are standing in prophecy fulfilled. Archangel Michael now releases the final word, not as a warning, not as a whisper, but as a holy affirmation etched in eternity. You are not fragile. You are not forgotten. You are not faltering. You are the light that stood when darkness tried to cover you in confusion. What you've carried in this spiritual battle, what you've endured behind closed doors, what you've navigated without applause or explanation, it has not gone unnoticed by heaven. You have become the living evidence that divine assignments are real, that discernment is sacred, that love rooted in spirit is more powerful than fear lodged in silence. You were never just waiting for someone to speak. You were becoming someone they could trust with their silence. You were becoming the revelation. The answer. The gentle thunder that breaks spiritual paralysis without raising your voice. You didn't need to force the truth. You became a space where truth could land safely. You didn't need to chase confessions. You stood still long enough for confessions to find their way to you. And that stillness, that holy, heavy stillness, was not weakness. It was warfare cloaked in peace. Let this truth rise in you now. You were chosen for this moment, not because you were the most capable, but because you were willing. Because your heart beat in rhythm with divine compassion. Because your spirit responded when others ignored the signs. Because heaven knew you would hold the weight of someone else's fear and still remain standing. You were anointed for silence, not to keep secrets, but to be a sanctuary where broken voices could safely rise again. You are the revelation that even when someone is too afraid to speak, the right spirit will always hear the cry beneath the quiet. And now, the one who feared their truth will see the safety of your presence as the permission they needed to step into healing. Your presence will linger in their testimony. Your name will be etched into the memory of their breakthrough. You will not be forgotten, because the light you carried into their darkness can never be unseen. Let the world misunderstand you. Let the doubters whisper. Let the enemy try. None of it can cancel what heaven has confirmed. You are not merely a person. You are a vessel. You are not defined by what you don't know. You are empowered by what your spirit recognizes. You were not called to fix everything. You were called to stand, to stay, to steward the atmosphere. And you've done that. You've done it with grace, with faith, with divine power. Archangel Michael leaves you with this truth. You are not the broken one. You are the breaker of cycles. You are not the frightened one. You are the fearless one who stood in the gap when it mattered most. You are not the one needing permission. You are the one walking in divine assignment. And now, your spirit is marked. Your atmosphere is shifting. Your reward is near. You are rising with peace on your lips, fire in your prayers, and light pouring from your presence. They tried to hide the danger. Heaven revealed it to you. They tried to bear the burden alone. Heaven shared it with you. They thought they were alone in fear. But you proved they were covered in love. You are not a victim. You are the revelation. You are not the end. You are the turning point. You are not the echo. You are the trumpet. Type "I am the revelation" in the comments if you receive this closing word. Blessing code 7777 is now releasing divine clarity, sacred restoration, and unshakable peace over you and the one you love.